Have you ever had a situation where anxiety came up and you were trying to use a new tool, but your brain just wouldn't come online? That you wanted to respond differently in an interaction, but your brain just boop right back to the old pattern. And you said to yourself, I just can't do this. This thing just won't work for me. Doesn't matter how hard I try. Now, it's not that you can't do it. It's just that your brain doesn't trust that new tool yet. Your brain is still evaluating the worth of those tools based on the prior situations. Now, if you're trying to change your patterns, the way you react, and the tools just aren't working, you may want to subscribe to the channel. We've got a whole series on anxiety. This video is covering specifically why it's difficult to change. For those of you who watched other parts of the series, you know that I can be a bit casual. Sometimes I swear. If you're new to it and you're not comfortable with that, I totally understand. Feel free to click away. If you are ready, let's get this herd of turtles going. So anxiety solutions, your body finds them, and it's specific to an environment. And it says, in this environment, when this happens, this behavior solves my problem. When you bring in new tools, you're trying to implement the new tool, but your brain is still evaluating against that old environment. For example, I was learning how to scuba dive. I'd spent a lot of time swimming, and I knew when you dive under the water, you hold your breath. That if you breathe under the water, you die. So my brain knew, go underwater, don't breathe. Now I'm scuba diving. The whole rule of scuba diving is you can breathe when you're underwater. But I'm having anxiety attacks because my brain is saying, if you breathe, you die. It's trying to take this new rule of breathe underwater is safe and apply it to a previous circumstance of breathe underwater is not safe. So let's take a look at how this works. Again, we're having fun with the whiteboard during this series, so we're going to go ahead and keep using it. So our brain has got this pattern where it says, I've got a problem. I'm okay with this problem in that I've got a tool that I can manage that problem with. And every time that problem comes up, I use that tool and it solves that problem. Now, you try and bring in a new tool and you say to your brain, hey, when this thing comes up, let's try this new thing. And your brain says, fuck no, I already know this works. Why would I want to take the risk of using this new thing and letting this happen when I know this works? This works, this works. Why do you keep telling me to do new things that don't work? So what we're trying to do is your brain has to reprogram two things. It has to learn that this environment is different now. We've got a different environment that we live in. The dangers are different. And it has to learn that this tool also solves the problem. That this is a healthier tool that is effective. Your brain naturally wants to go, oh, no, this is the go-to. We know this works. Let's go there. Let's go there every time because we know it works. You try and do this and it's that. No, we're going to stick with what we know. So your brain has to learn to trust the new tool. It has to evaluate the new environment. Now, if this connects at all, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss episode 4 of the series. But the key is that in this process of you trying to implement new tools, every time your brain resists, it's because it's still learning that this is safe. It's still learning that this tool will work. It wants to default here. And so it's not about forcing yourself to do the new thing. It's about giving enough evidence that this works that your brain will finally say, hey, okay, when this situation comes up, I can do this. I don't need this one anymore. This one will work. Now, in episode 4, we're going to teach you how to train your brain. So make sure you subscribe so that you can get that full completion of this 4-episode series. Now, thank you for watching so far. I'm Dr. Mickey Becker with Move Forward. Thank you for watching.